Like,
Okay.
the quality's bad? Or you're saying you're disagreeing with my output?
No, you're just complaining. Okay, just complaining. Like a little girl who didn't get her candy bar.
Oh,
That's
I
what it
I
is.
thought you were gonna use a worse word for a second. You were heading
Good thing,
down a
because I was
dark path.
recording. Good thing I didn't.
We were about to almost have a problem. We were about to almost have a problem.
What was that? What did you say earlier in the weeks with Jess? I'm not a big Nathaniel Nathaniel Hackett.
That was a bit of a typo.
That was a
By
bit of
mouth?
that was a bit of a
Type
tongue twister.
It was a typo by mouth. Are we recording?
Yes, we are.
You got your shit fixed, all done, live in
Yep.
session?
Live in session. Live in session. All right.
Fuck. Do we have the beginning or we have to start from scratch?
We have the beginning, but I just think we could do better.
Confusion.
You think that's confusing? I just think I don't know.
Well, and I'll tell you what I first want to ask you about. I want to ask you about the theater last night.
Oh God,
You look at me like I'm stupid. The
it
theater.
was amazing.
You went to the theater.
It was
You saw
amazing.
an ensemble.
It was amazing. It was outstanding.
Corn chase.
Unbelievable.
Out of this world.
It was unbelievable. They did a bunch of shit when they pulled Lord of the Rings out of their sleeves. I never thought they were gonna do that.
Well, it was like an encore. Like
It was
Eminem
no,
coming out for
they did a couple suites. A
Till I
suite.
Collapse.
They did a couple. They did a couple suites from like all that were listed of some of the films, and then they added that they might throw a couple other suites in there. And a suite is a playlist of songs from a soundtrack. That's AKA a playlist. That's what a suite's called. And so they randomly playing through a couple, blah blah. And then, dude, it was so crazy. And then in the middle they transition. It's dude, it was amazing.
Well, did you ever get the name of the group? Because I want to see if it's the same
Yeah,
group that's
it's
playing down the street from me. It's literally going to be down the street at the Parthenon. The Parthenon is what I live right across
I mean, it's
from.
probably not the same. It's the same
The
company
Spain
that does shit
replica
like
from
that.
Athens, Spain, from Athens, Greece, not Spain, Athens.
I mean, if I had to say, those people probably aren't flying out to Nashville to go perform because they're from over here. I'm assuming it's just the company and they
It's not
hire
like a tour. Okay,
quartets and shit to go play. I don't think it's gonna be the same
that makes
people.
more sense. But
Um,
it's inside the Parthenon. If you know what the Parthenon looks like from Greece, the replica, they have an inside that I haven't been into yet because it charges. But and I've just never done it. But they're playing a show inside, and they've got a statue of Athena that's like one of the tallest in the U.S. indoor
no
statues,
shit.
and they're playing it. They're doing the candlelight thing. It looked exactly like what you were going to, and there can't be that many seats in there, and so it was like $30 or so. Is that about what you spent on tickets, or was it
Ours
more?
was, I think, because front row it was like 60 or 70. I mean, probably altogether, there's probably like 100 people or something.
That's probably the
Maybe a
maximum they
little
can
more,
fit
maybe a
inside of
little
this
more,
place.
but like it was, dude, it was amazing. It was absolutely unbelievable. They killed it. It was
Who all
awesome.
went
It was just me and
on
Jack.
your side?
Just
Who's
me and Jack. Just me and
the
James, baby.
girls didn't want to?
Oh no, hell no. No, but we've wanted
Couldn't
to.
appreciate it.
I've no exactly that. But I'm saying we've wanted to see. We've been saying for a long time, like, dude, it would be so cool to see some of the coolest, like all the soundtracks that I love in an orchestra setting or a quartet. And then randomly, like a few weeks ago, I see this. I'm like, oh my god, fucking Interstellar's on there. I'm like, the Pacific, The Dark Knight. I'm like, oh my god, we gotta fucking go see this. And we did. And
Yeah,
we drank an entire bottle of
I
wine
was
out of our
looking.
seats.
Was the company what do you remember the company who like put it on? Is it that what was the name of it? Do you remember?
I have no idea. Just candlelight. They all
But
had fucking
there's a
shirts and shit. It's a
oh,
nationwide thing.
well, yeah, and so that's the thing. I was looking, and they do a ton of shows at
Mhm.
the Parthenon. They have one like this Friday that's like movie soundtracks or something. So like you
Yeah.
went to Hans Zimmer, this one was like movie soundtracks. Another night was honoring Dolly Parton. Another one was Adele
Yeah.
night where they're playing Adele's songs, Rolling in the Deep,
Yeah,
Hello.
they're
These are
there tonight,
I'm
right
like,
now, doing something else. They said that last
yeah,
night.
okay. So yeah, I mean obviously, yeah. So it's got to be different groups and stuff all over the country doing this
But
stuff,
yeah, it
but
was,
I want to go bad.
dude. I
I would go to Adele. I mean, Adele hearing that live, candlelight, get me
I
a
highly
bottle of
recommend it,
wine,
dude.
let's go.
I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. It was really good. I
You and James polished off a bottle of wine. I respect it.
an entire bottle, dude. Yeah, it was good wine.
Red?
It was yeah, it was a Syrah. I think that's what it was, and it was really. And I don't even like red wine really, and it was good. We drank the whole fucking thing. It was special, dude.
Oh,
It was real
that's a good
special.
time. Yeah, I
And this,
guess.
well, they picked up this guy the guy who played the cello. The dude was the truth. Apparently, this guy does a lot of help for like concerts, and then he does movies and commercials. And this guy was just shredding, dude. It was unbelievable. But yeah, they did.
Shredding on the cello?
Yeah, it was unreal. Well, because it was a quartet, so like obviously everyone's got to be tip top shape, or else it's not gonna sound good. And it was crazy the things that these guys were fucking doing, dude. It was nuts. It sounded like there was 50 of them up there, almost. It was crazy.
Do they have like a composer or anything, or is it just them sitting
There
around
was
just
one guy that was
going?
basically making the pace, but he was also playing, and he was like 1, 2, and he would stop, and then he would kind of like, but then he'd
He's
fucking,
stopping.
yeah,
He'll
it
stop.
was,
He'll
it was
stop and go. Not quite my tempo. Let's take it
not
from
my
the top.
fucking tempo, dude. It was so good though. It was
All right,
really
just
good.
little problem there. All right,
Oh yeah,
we're good. All good.
he's just all nice. Oh, all good. Not my tempo. Here we go. But yeah, it was really good, dude. I highly recommend going.
But on that note, ever since I watched Whiplash, I have a love for that type of stuff. Like
Oh,
I would
absolutely,
totally appreciate. Like I
absolutely.
appreciate good jazz. I appreciate a string ensemble like that. Anything like that, I can appreciate now. Movie scores, the great. It's like I saw Whiplash right around the time I saw Interstellar, and I just was like, this is fascinating
It
and
is. It is. It really
remarkable.
is.
So I'm probably gonna go to that. I
I think
think
you'd really
it's
enjoy it. I think you'd really enjoy it.
I'm trying to decide if I want to go to Adele or the Hans Zimmer night
I
or the movie. I'd have to look at the dates again, but like I said, it's down the street. Couldn't be easier to get there. Um, and the Parthenon, I freaking love the Parthenon. I'm always going down there, walking around. It's a cool spot and cool as shit
yeah.
place.
I
So
I would say because of I'm watching it and all the things they played, you'd have to do the Hans Zimmer one. That's right up. It was right up my alley. It's right up your alley. It's perfect. It's really perfect.
yeah, yeah. Did you play the Dark Knight
Yep.
theme?
The
You did.
intro of them.
Yeah,
It was dude. It was amazing. It was sick.
yeah.
It was
That's
awesome.
badass.
And then the guy would like pause and he would he's talking about like Hans Zimmer like interview how he came up with the ideas for the Dark Knight, how he came up with it. And he was talking about these interviews about him talking about how he wanted to make this for this movie. It was also interesting too. It was actually I loved it. It was awesome.
It's interesting. Going back to the venue though that I would be seeing it at, it's down like there's one exit in and out, or one entrance exit in and out. And if there's 100 people and one of those candles tips over, we've got a big problem on our hands. You may have seen your last of Trist.
Oh
So
fuck.
what's the point of the candles? Is it just to set the mood and just like,
Oh yeah, well, because
all
all the lights are
melancholy
off, and just having that glowing, it makes it look way better.
and the
It's a
sound
lot more.
and
It just has that warmer feeling. It's a lot better. So,
yeah,
and obviously,
yeah,
if
for
you're in a
sure.
room just
Obviously
dimly
the bigger
lit
the
and they're
more.
playing, it's like, oh, okay, the candles just add a little extra.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you. I get you. Well, that's fun. That's a good time. That's the type of stuff I love. Feel like it's hidden gems that you're finding stuff to do like that. So
Oh, I
I'll
agree.
for
I've
sure
been trying
be
to branch off and
I'll for
do
sure
other
be
things like that.
partaking.
So, well, we'd have to go together sometime.
Ugh, I've been trying to get you out here for a while. G beat you. G just made it out.
I'm glad.
So
I'm glad. I'm glad. Well, okay. Well, you
and
haven't.
he had to connect. You've got a direct flight.
You what? Oh
Ain't no
yeah.
excuse. Ain't
Yeah,
no
I do.
thing. Do I?
Moving on to bigger and better and more important things, I'm gonna say that okay. Unfortunately, very sad, but also exciting time for us. There are very limited numbers of games in this football season before it is no more, and it's sad. It saddens me, but we still have a little bit to hold on to. What are we feeling? What are we liking going in to the end on the last leg of this season? Now, I'm
Well,
saying get the fucking Chiefs out of here. That's what I'm saying. I don't want them. Want nothing to do with them. But unfortunately,
so
they're probably going to be stuck with us.
we can. What do you want to start with here? Because should we start with some breaking news of the day? We've got Jim Harbaugh going to coach the LA
I
Chargers,
saw that on Twitter,
Justin
yeah.
Herbert. We can get back to it. We can start with the divisional games into the championship
Let's
games.
come back to it because I need to discuss the Lions.
The
I'm
Lions,
talking with people at work here, and as much as I would love, do they have enough to go further than this? I honestly don't know. I feel like they can.
I
I don't know if they will.
I don't think so
I don't think so
because
either.
one of the big problems that Jesse loves pointing out, and I get Jesse's as biased as anyone for the Niners, but dome teams, Lions play in a dome, traveling to play on grass outdoors, even though the weather in San Francisco is supposed to be fine, they're like 0-15 in conference
Really?
championship games or something. Yes.
No
So
way.
on that note, obviously, big advantage, Niners.
Yeah,
But
I would say in other areas kind of too, but
the Niners did not look good against the Packers. I do think the Packers are pretty good. They might even be better than the Lions. They were playing their best
yeah,
football at the end of the year.
I think
Jordan Love
probably
was playing great.
unbelievable.
Aaron
Jordan Love,
Jones
unbelievable by the way.
running like a maniac all over the field. And so we'll see. I feel like the Niners, they had a bye, obviously. There might have been just been, I'm not super impressed with Brock Purdy. I
A
think
lot of people are. A lot of people are.
I just don't see how Brock Purdy can beat a Lamar or I mean, we saw them just play a month ago on Christmas Day and the Ravens just dominated the Niners. So
Yeah.
I just don't see they might win this game, this NFC Championship wise, they get to the Super Bowl, but I just don't see Brock Purdy winning a Super Bowl over, even a Josh Allen, which
I don't
obviously
see
they're out.
I
But
don't see him
I
running.
feel like quarterbacks have to do so much in these bigger games. It would be an anomaly if Brock Purdy got by.
Now, I could Jared Goff do something in those big games? Absolutely. Will he get the opportunity?
Well, he's played in the Super Bowl
I
and
he
got
dude,
stomped.
I just don't think they have. Can they beat San Francisco? I think so. I mean, I said it before and I'll say it again. I've been in love with the running game of the Lions with David Montgomery and and Gibbs. First of all, I don't know what people are talking about. I've heard a lot of people talking about how like they're nothing compared to McCaffrey. I'm like, well, that tandem, I love that tandem they had there. Which by the way, Montgomery's no slouch on Chicago. The dude was a fucking workhorse. I mean, I don't know what people are talking about. Sitting there, they were talking about, oh, Dave Montgomery's okay. That tandem is not going to do anything against the Niners. I'm like, I think they have a very good running game. And I don't know if it's enough, but Jared Goff has his moments. And if the 49ers get caught sleeping, yes, they will be beat. But if the 49ers are playing their best, are the Lions going to beat them? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Right. If unless the Niners have 2 weeks of how they looked last week, particularly on offense, which I don't anticipate, the Niners are going to win.
Yeah.
It's if they play bad football again, like on Christmas Day against the Ravens or last week against the Packers, and Brock Purdy gets picked a couple times, he fumbles, and then and then Goff has a you know kind of a road there to a path to victory, if you will. But I think this favors the Niners. I think
I think so
the
too.
Niners are getting
I mean,
the Super
Goff
Bowl
has
for
pulled
sure.
some absolute magic tricks out of his sleeves many times before, but I
Or
don't
did I
know
say
if
54? Which Super Bowl is this? 50.
58.
What is it?
58.
No, no, it's not. It's not that much.
Are you sure?
It's like 50.
Is it 53 or something? Or 50? It's 58, isn't it? I thought it was 58.
It's gonna bug me. I said 54. Oh, it is 58. Dude, what was Super Bowl 54?
I don't know. That was fucking years ago.
Oh, that was the last Chiefs Niners. Yeah, 58. We got Usher at halftime, baby. Yeah, I can't wait.
Dude,
I'm gonna be
okay.
grooving.
I
I'm
just
gonna be
Dude, you know
grooving.
what? I've been thinking about this for weeks straight, and I think every fan Is my worst fear. And now we have two things to fear, which is fucking Taylor Swift jumping around and then fucking Jackson Mahomes making fucking TikToks on the fucking sideline when his brother makes a fucking play.
Yeah, but at least they don't show him. Yeah, at least they don't show him because
Dude, they've showed he showed him
he's
like
a
jumping around with
accused
like the girl.
criminal.
Oh yeah.
They'll show Taylor for sure, but
Yeah.
I think moving to that game, Ravens gonna have a game. I don't see them just rolling the Chiefs. This is the
No.
Chiefs. They know how to win games. They know how to claw their way to
It's going to be a very
victory.
interesting
They've
game.
been to Super Bowls. Ravens are gonna have a tough task beating this Chiefs team.
Well, I mean, I think both
And
hands are going to have a very tough time. I mean, unless the Ravens are sleeping, which has happened before.
I feel well, and the Chiefs have a little bit of the Patriot syndrome from the later years, where they look awful early in the year, then they look mediocre, and then suddenly playoffs roll
Dude,
around,
they're
and you
like
think
fucking
they're
Jimmy
going to be an
Butler in
easy
the
out.
playoffs, dude. That's what they do.
Yeah, with the dreads
Yeah.
or the
The
with the hair.
No, but seriously, playoff Jimmy Butler. That's what it is. He's pretty good all year, and then all of a sudden the playoffs come around. This dude's just all over the place, and he's just
Yeah.
killing it. I
Well,
mean,
and that's kind of how this Chiefs team is, and so I think I'm predicting a Chiefs victory. I think they're getting to the AFC or the Super Bowl, and Taylor Swift will be there in
well,
attendance.
especially with the,
Jackson Mahomes will be there in
I'm sure the
attendance.
NFL has it planned for them to win as well.
And I think we're getting a rematch of Super Bowl 54, the one that I just spoke
Yeah.
of, in Super Bowl 58 with the Niners. I
I
think it's going
mean,
to be Niners
but
Chiefs.
to be fair, I mean, in an ideal world, I would like to see not the fucking Chiefs in the fucking Super Bowl.
Of course.
I really would not like to not see that.
It's like
But
right as the Patriots dynasty ended, now the Chiefs, it's like
I
you'd like
know,
to
and
see
it's
just
like Mahomes is unfortunate. You know what? I don't even hate Mahomes that. I don't like him. I don't hate him that much. It's his brother's fault and Taylor's fault. It's not his fault as much. I'm sorry, Patrick. Maybe you're not that bad of a guy, but I'm saying Patrick has kind of like this Tom Brady thing going on in the sense that if he stays healthy, he's just gonna be the angel of death to the division for 10 years or something straight. That's what
conference.
yeah,
Conference.
absolutely. And it just seems that it's kind of that same thing just rehabilitated into a different form. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, can we say I'm not a Chiefs fan? I'm not. Is he the best in the league right now? I mean, I would say probably, as much as I would want to say no, he is. He just is. I mean, he shows up in the fucking playoffs regardless of what he does or doesn't do in the regular season. He fucking shows up, dude. It is what it is. And I mean, I think it's a hard time saying he's not the best because this guy had a good year. It's like, but he's consistently shown up and made these big plays and made these big wins. There's no one that's really touching him at the moment. I really don't think. I mean, I really don't. So that's the only thing.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's super talented. I think one of his biggest accomplishments is that he was able to lose Tyreek mother effing Hill. And kind of, he doesn't have great receivers other than Kelsey.
Yeah, can't depend on Scantling for fuck's sakes.
Rice, blanking on his first name, but like obviously they hit on him. Kelsey's Kelsey, but you lose Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
and you're still able to win the Super Bowl the next year and potentially go to another Super Bowl the year after. I mean, that is insane. That's Tom Brady losing Randy Moss, losing Wes Welker, and being able to go to a Super Bowl with Amendola and Julian Edelman and Chris Hogan. I mean, people don't. Yeah, like he does have a lot of that Tom Brady, where it's like, give me 4 or 5 guys out there, I'll throw to you. You better damn catch it, or I'm gonna rip your ass, and you're probably getting cut, or you're getting put in the doghouse.
I'm gonna rip your ass.
It's true. It's true. Ask these boys.
Oh shit.
Ask those Patriot boys.
Yeah, well.
So we'll see. I'm predicting a Chiefs Niners Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're probably not far off there, if we're being honest.
I was talking about Brock Purdy. Not how does he beat a Mahomes in the Super Bowl? We'll have to talk our prediction next week once the game's final.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would predict that one. Let's focus on the conference championships. But we'll see what happens. I'm excited. I mean, the
I
championship
think
weekend's
it's gonna
probably
be a
my
good. It's
favorite.
gonna be a good string
It's
of
like my
games.
favorite. I love the 2 games on Sunday. Nothing on Saturday. You can have a free Saturday.
Yeah, exactly.
Sunday, you get the 2 games back to back. It's just like it's a day of football.
Yeah, and
A
they're all
lot of
big
stakes,
games. It's pretty
high
cool.
stakes. Well, there's only 2 of them. Not all, but 2 of them.
Okay, which is
And
AKA all.
whoa, 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 whoa. Just a minor correction. Don't need to remember
AKA
Moxie.
all. That's
That's
all the
Moxie.
games. It's in a group.
That's
They're in a group.
Moxie. 2. Both.
Yeah, group together.
Um, Moxie.
That's
And
not what Moxie means.
it is.
No,
And what I was saying was you know, Mahomes is kind of the Grim Reaper in the AFC.
he is,
Especially
and he will be
I
for
feel like
years to
he had
come.
one I feel like he had one bad loss, was at home to Joe Burrow. It's like the Joe Burrow's probably the only guy, well, I mean, and Josh Allen could have gotten in, but they can't freaking get it done in the
Oh
playoffs.
God,
13 seconds left and let him tie the game and
I mean,
just
can we talk
I
about that
mean,
bass kick also? Whatever, just was it 40,
have you seen
43 or
have you seen the
44
meme with the
yards?
Madden with the Mad with the, have you seen the meme with the Madden kicker with the like the bar going like
Yeah,
way to the right?
yeah.
It's like, just a short kick. I hate place kicking. I know it ruffles so many feathers in the group when I bring it up, but I'm like, I would love to see NFL without place kicking. I think it'd be hilarious. People, getting to the red zone and having to go for it, and I think it's bonkers, bro. Like it's just I just I don't like seeing games come down to missed kicks or made kicks.
No,
I like game
especially
winning touchdowns and game
especially a
winning
game like
picks
that.
and
I mean, what was it? Was it like 43, 44? Or was it
dude, it was like
41?
a chip
41. It was like
shot.
41. I don't know. It was like 41.
Yeah, it's like
And
barely
it's
going to an
like
extra
when you
point,
see
bro.
that, like, okay, it just we were not only robbed of a really, really good game because of that, but of course, it was the Chiefs who slip out of there, fucking barely, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
So
I'm tired of it.
and now the Chiefs are heading to Cancun as we speak. So
Yeah.
the
Um.
Bills just can't seem to figure it out.
No, and I don't think they will.
And Josh Allen, I think he's more talented than Mahomes. When he uncorked that sucker about
He has his moments
65
for
yards
sure,
in the
bro.
air, and it just goes through Diggs' arms. You saw that, I hope. You didn't see it?
No.
Josh Allen, it was the last drive before the kick. You didn't see him uncork that one to Diggs on a seam route, and
Oh, maybe I did.
or on a go route, whatever.
I'm trying to remember. Okay, maybe I probably did. I was watching the game. I'm trying to remember what you're talking about.
It was late, and the ball just goes right through Diggs' wickets.
Well, did
And
that happen more than once? It probably did.
not the one he threw 60 yards on a dime.
Oh, well, no.
But but Allen's fast. He's huge. Like he is your prototype.
He can't finish.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's the problem. And so then you got Lamar Jackson, Action Jackson, as AB calls him Antonio Brown.
Big trust.
Remember that when they asked
Big
him?
trust. Woo woo.
Remember when they asked him? They go, "Who's one QB you'd love to play with or want to play with before you're done?" And Antonio Brown's sitting on a podcast, sitting all slick back, and he's got little glasses on. He goes,
God.
Ashton Jackson.
God.
Just
Like he's
looks
smiling. What a
big.
waste of fucking talent, dude.
Ashton Jackson.
Jackson. Meanwhile, fucking Antonio Brown's performing at fucking Rolling Louds and shit. Fucking weirdo.
How old is he now? He could probably still play.
Oh, I don't know. I think he's in his mid to upper 30s, I think, right? Mid 30s?
Probably mid-30s.
Mid 30s? I mean, he could. Dude, you see that?
That guy was a
There is a
dominant
video
force
of
in the
him.
game.
I think it was last summer, if I'm not mistaken. There's a video of him. Why he's performing at Rolling Loud, don't ask me. But and he's on stage, and someone in the crowd hucks a football on stage, and he's like,
and
he goes,
just
pow!
and he sticks it.
Yeah, and he sticks it.
Yeah.
It's so sick. It's so sick.
That was sick.
Awesome.
What's crazy about him? It's kind of like Tyreek, but I feel like AB was still better than Tyreek at his
Oh, I
prime.
think so. Pittsburgh Steeler, Antonio Brown
but
with Big Ben
AB,
throwing to him.
I'll
Yeah,
never
absolutely.
forget the season opener after we won the first Super Bowl in this second stretch with Malcolm Butler's pick of the Seahawks. First game the next year, Malcolm Butler's obviously comes back as the starting cornerback because we lost Darrelle Revis, and he's matched up with Antonio Brown the entire game. And it seemed like Malcolm Butler played him so well, some key stops and everything. And we won, of course. And AB's line after the game was like 10 catches for 110 yards or something like that. Just something insane, and it felt like Butler was playing him pretty damn well and matching up decently with him. And then you look at the line and you're like, you've got to be kidding me.
I
A
mean,
10 for a buck 08 or a buck 14 or something. It was
he
ridiculous.
was he was
That guy
unbelievable.
was
And
insane.
if we're always talking about how football used to be and how the talent was better, he wasn't playing against slouches either. He wasn't
No.
playing against shitters. I mean, this is a this is a time. What's that guy who was like number 31 on San Diego? Was it Cromartie when he gets in that fist fight with Andre
Yeah.
Johnson on the Texans, dude? When they were just, you
Oh,
ever
yeah,
see that
Antonio
when they're
Cromartie.
when they're shit talking back and forth and Cromartie's all in his grill. Andre Johnson's like three
Well,
times bigger than the fucking guy. Dude, I love shit like that. I
but,
love
but
those rivalries.
wasn't there a similar one with DeAndre Hopkins and uh was it Patrick Peterson, or wasn't there one with DeAndre Hopkins and
Probably
or D'Angelo Hall? D'Angelo
there
Hall,
was
was that who it was?
I don't know, but there was tons of shit like that, and I feel like that shit don't happen that much anymore. Those
Where's
types of
Jamie,
fucking
whoever that?
those types of shit, dude. Oh my god, it was amazing.
Who was it? No, who was it?
The one that stuck out to me was just Antonio, because I remember when I just remember seeing it even on ESPN and seeing it during the game. It was highlighted for weeks afterwards.
Yeah, dude, I think it was D'Angelo Hall. It was D'Angelo Hall. And it was on Hard Knocks. That's hilarious. Damn. Yeah, that was a good era of football for sure. Um, what was I gonna say?
You make me boy. Yeah, Trist.
Buccaneers. Were you were you impressed with them at all? They
Um,
competed.
they
They
competed,
competed.
but you know,
And then Baker just turned right back into the Baker
I
we know
know.
and love, right? When he had a chance to go down and tie it.
I mean, at this okay, answered most of the time, kept it close. I actually was pretty entertained watching the game, and on that last drive was kind of like, okay, how crazy would it be if he fucking answered again on this last drive, just clutch the fuck
They
up.
were down 2 scores, right? Yeah, they were down 2 scores.
Yeah,
You all right?
and yeah, I'm still getting over getting sick, dude. This fucking cough won't go away. I still have it like a tickle for a cough.
I had it for a tickle,
It's
huh?
it's it's been
I
like
had it for a month.
it's been literally like a couple weeks, and it's still there. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, man, I had that. I think they
Anyways,
call
but
it
Baker, I mean,
mono or
he
something.
put up a damn good fight, if you ask me. I mean, I think
He
it was a
did.
good game. I mean, I actually there was multiple times where I was like, oh, okay, this is where he's gonna drop the ball a little bit, and he answered like 3 times, and it was like, okay, this is. I think he played well, and that is what it
He did.
is. And then he threw a pick at the end, and then GG's in the chat, but which
I
the
never
pick was
understood
also
the
a good
GGs.
catch. It wasn't a given pick. It was a good catch.
No, it was like that linebacker's first pick of the season, and Baker knew it right as he threw it. He's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it sucks.
shit. Because when you look back, you're like, I don't know why he was like what he thought he had there. It's like the backer was right there,
Yeah,
but he's in Cancun now too. So
they're all in Cancun. I mean, hey,
and he's gonna get a lot of money this offseason because
oh
the
yeah,
Bucks are probably gonna
oh yeah.
they could franchise tag him. I'm curious to see what they do, but they might give him a lot of money. They might just say, you know what, we're rolling with Baker.
I mean, they probably should, to be quite honest. I mean, it's not a bad
I think
move.
you should, because how are you going to replace him? Or what are you going to replace him with? You're not
I
getting
mean,
Kirk
well, not to
Cousins.
say that also though,
You're
it's
not.
he made shit happen in the playoffs. Not to mention he did play really well in the last game, even though they lost. It's not like they got blown out. It's not like his stats
No.
were terrible. He played really well, and that's what you wanted.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jeez.
what should I not cough? Should I get off the mic and go out of the room so then you're not offended?
No, man. I'm worried about you. I'm not offended. Worried about you
No, you're
from a
not.
personal level.
Oh, okay. Oh.
So we'll see what the Bucks do. They still got to, they got a lot of those defenders that are still from that Super Bowl team, like we were discussing on the last episode. They still got Mike Evans, who's a consistent 1,000 yards a year. They got Chris Godwin.
Yeah,
They got
absolutely.
some
They're good. They're good.
linemen. I don't think they want to do a full rebuild because then you're trading Evans, you're trading Godwin. But you don't want those guys without a quarterback that can play. And so now you found out Baker can play. So I think you re-sign him or you tag him and just say, you know what, we want to make sure this wasn't a one-hit wonder type thing. We're gonna franchise tag you. If it works out again next year, sign on the dotted line, buddy. So
Yeah, I mean,
we'll see what happens.
because of how the year went, I would say not a rebuild. I think that's the best option, probably. Is literally that. There's really no other way around it. What, are you gonna fucking start all over and start trading guys? Be like, all right, back to the drawing board. I mean, they were not expected to do anything in the playoffs, and Baker did at least make a valiant attempt.
Yeah. How about this? If you're the Lions, are you extending Jared Goff?
Huh?
Are you extending Jared Goff?
Yeah.
You are?
Yep.
How much you giving him?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, what if he's commanding?
I mean, I'm
They're
extending him
estimating
then.
it could. This one tool is estimating his contract could be 4 years, 150 million. You do the math on that, buddy.
Holy shit.
That's
I mean,
a little under 40 million a year. That's the Dak Prescott type of problem we've got here.
yeah,
Do
but
you pay an average to slightly above average quarterback?
I think
Patrick
Jared
Mahomes
Goff
money?
is above. I think he's better than Dak Prescott for one. I really do think he's better than Dak Prescott.
Are they better than Kirk Cousins?
I think it's close. I really do. I think Jared Goff is raw as fuck. But I guess we'll really find out after the next set of games.
That is the problem with these quarterbacks. They can give you great moments.
I agree,
but they
and then
can be
fall on their face. Yeah.
Hold on. They can be such shitheads. They can turn into such turds at the drop of a hat, and it blows me away.
Yeah.
And that is the problem.
Yeah, look at the
I would
Dax.
have
I
with
mean, look what happened to the
150
Bengals
million.
and multiple times in the season. I mean, this has happened in front of our faces multiple times that these guys get these huge contracts. And what happens a lot of the times after they sign these huge contracts, it is a very common thing. They fall flat in their face and they fucking suck. Happens all the fucking time. And it's happened multiple times this season. And it
Daniel Jones signed a 4-year, $160 million extension.
fucking trash can. He's a fucking tomato can. He's terrible. And it's what, so that's the risk you really take there. But I just don't feel Jared Goff is that. I feel like he's giving you some maybe shitty games here and there, but I feel like that's just part of the repetitions. You're never gonna get perfect every time.
He's gonna put on his hard hat. And
he's gonna put a sandwich in his lunch pail and do it.
He's gonna clock in, damn it.
Yeah, he's gonna do it, and he's done it many times. And I feel like he's done it when the Lions had even less hope than they have this year, and he's beaten teams that were way better than him because of the fact that he knuckled down and did what he had to do.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
and with Gibbs and Montgomery, I mean, I feel like a big part because with Amon-Ra, the big thing they were missing was a solid run game. They have a solid run game, they really do.
I think they got a head coach problem. I think he's done great, but in these big games where you make decisions like going for 2 from the 7-yard line and then going for 2 3 times when the whole football universe is telling you that you should just kick the extra point and tie the game. This happened against the Cowgirls. And I do not trust Dan Campbell with huge decisions like that in an NFC championship or possibly a Super Bowl. I think he's too much and just, and that he could make a bad decision that could cost him a game like that. And you're down 1 in the Super Bowl and there's 5 seconds left. We're going for the win, baby. And they freaking lose out on a chance to go to overtime. I don't trust him but I do not doubt what he's done to that program. I mean, that's been a great hire, no doubt about it.
I mean, yeah, and I was gonna say because of
Um,
what he's done, there's no changes there probably.
so no, I'm not saying changes, but I think they got a problem in big games. And so on that note, can we spend a few diving into some of these coaching confirmed reports and a couple possibilities? Let's start with Jim Harbaugh going to Chargers. How does year one look?
A lot better than fucking this year. That's what I think. Because
Can you give us a little more?
a little more is their season was abysmal, not from all aspects. Their defense fucking horrendous. Oh, by the way, where the fuck has Austin Eckler been? What happened to him? Did he die? Did his kid come to play for him? I don't know what
Tomato
happened.
can.
It was a terrible year. I mean, on all sides of the football, awful. I mean, now will I say this? Is Herbert great? Yes, I think he is. I think he has the ability to be great. But how he's looked in the past, and then this year, I'm telling you what, the Herbert train and the Herbert morale train has gone down immensely after seeing what we've seen this year. And honestly, as a past Duck, it makes me very sad because it's like I was really pulling for him, and especially when he comes in. He's playing like he's been in the NFL for 10 years.
Well, I mean,
How
now
he was
he's one of
playing.
the highest paid quarterbacks of all
Yeah,
time.
and
He signed an
now
extension that
and
hasn't even kicked in yet.
which, by the way, signs a big extension. Guess what happens? And so,
Well, it hasn't even kicked
what do
in
we
yet.
do with the
He's still on his rookie deal.
because with the Chargers, what do you even do there? I feel like there's so many terrible sides of the football. I honestly don't know where to start if you're them. I really don't.
Well, this is what they're now paying big bucks for Harbaugh to come in and figure out.
And so I'm
But
thinking that he'll change a bunch of shit and put him back on track. But does that mean back on track is going to be, oh yeah, we'll have a decent season, we'll go like, we'll have a 500 record, or I don't know what that means. I don't know
I
how
will say when you're paying a quarterback Justin Herbert making what he is, you're not you want things to start happening now. You don't want, oh, we're 3-4 years down the line. No. You're paying Justin Herbert 40-50 million now. 50-55 million, whatever the hell it is. It's something ungodly. And his freaking great grandchildren are never gonna have to work. But there's a couple things I noticed with him. I think he holds the ball too long, slash telegraphs his passes, whatever. But I think it leads to getting passes deflected at the line of scrimmage, batted down at the line of scrimmage way too often. He's 6'6". That is
yeah,
huge
he's
for a
a fucking
quarterback.
tower.
You should not be getting more passes batted down at the line of scrimmage than Brock Purdy or Russell Wilson.
No, absolutely not.
Those shrimps. And Herbert stands back there just and then, oh, boom, batted down. It feels like every third ball, feels like a ball every down is batted down at the line of scrimmage, or every set of 4 downs. And that cannot happen
But I mean,
when
and
you were
then
that
that
big.
begs the question: is that because Justin Herbert is getting the wrong guidance, getting the wrong coaching, or is it because maybe his style of playing is just not working? Which one is it? Is it him or is it the coach? I mean, could you say it's both? I don't know.
Well, we had the same argument at Oregon. It was, because his coach was freaking Mario Cristobal, and Herbert never looked great at Oregon in that offense. And I remember having a conversation with Mr. Troy Fowler, and I was saying, do you really think Herbert is going to be that guy? And Troy Fowler was telling me yes. And we'll see. I feel like the jury is still out on this one because I'm not sure. Obviously, the arm talent is out of this world.
Absolutely, yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, I'm excited to see the pair of Harbaugh and Harbaugh was a winner in the NFL. He got to a Super Bowl. He got fired after going like 8-8.
Which,
Okay, and he
in
had Colin
retrospect, isn't
Kaepernick as his
fucking bad
quarterback.
on some of these
He had-
guys are
he-
doing. Some of these
he
dudes are
had
still walking
Colin-
around the facilities having horrendous
Hey.
records.
He had Colin Kaepernick as his. He had Colin Kaepernick as his quarterback.
Where'd your glasses go? Did you take them off or am I tripping?
I did. They were glary.
Glary.
So yeah, but no, I'm excited to see the pair. They got a tough division. I mean, you're in a division with the Chiefs, Sean Payton, and the Broncos. Those are both away games that are tough to win in Denver and Kansas City. Those are kind of houses of horrors. Um, so we'll see if he can, come in and make an immediate impact or not. I mean, we thought Sean Payton was gonna, save Russell Wilson, and they were gonna look
Absolutely
like
fucking not.
$1 million. They were gonna look like $1 million, and
I
obviously
mean,
Herbert's not Russell
yeah,
Wilson right now, but we thought Peyton was gonna just come in and immediately. It might
it
take a
might.
little
Yeah, it might take. I
time.
mean,
It
toward
might.
toward the end, they started squeezing out some wins. They looked very
It did.
very rough,
And
and
then
then all
Russell
of a
got
sudden
benched.
they started they started stringing some shit together. But it really wasn't. I mean, I feel like, is it just me? I don't know what it is. It feels like this to me. Why is there so much just dog shit play going on? It feels like so much more than I'm used to watching. When I say dog shit play, I mean when I'm just watching the game. The way these dudes are playing, and then every game it's like they're doing okay. Oh, he threw for 140 yards and 3 picks, and I see way more of that. And it's just like, what the fuck am I watching? I just
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. And then, I mean, when you're looking at teams like Carolina, Atlanta, now who the fuck knows what they're doing for coaching? I mean, what, Carolina has an interim coach right now, I think, and I don't know who even knows what the fuck you're gonna do there if you're a Carolina Panthers head coach. All you're doing is heading up for a 1 year employee job before you're back on the unemployment line. That's what you're going for if you're going to coach at Carolina. And it's just, what do you do there? I'd pray. I don't know. I don't know what it is, and I feel like there's just so much dog shit play. There's no more. There's not as much clean football. There's no more fundamentals going on. It's just all for
Huh.
one and all. It's just everyone for themselves out there. That's all it is.
Yeah.
There's just duos and
Well,
solos running around out there. That's all it is.
and we've talked about it a lot with it feel long gone are the days of the Peyton Mannings and Ben Roethlisberger and even hell Eli Manning and
Yeah.
obviously Aaron Rodgers and Tom,
Big
and
Ben.
it just felt like there was huge games every Joe Flacco even, with that Ravens defense,
Yeah.
um even damn it, Mark Sanchez on the Jets for a couple of
Mark
years, and
Sanchez. Yeah, they were.
it
Yeah.
just felt like it was great football every Sunday to your
And
point,
even
and
and
then,
even if it wasn't like a nail biter, it was still like, oh, this is a shootout watching these guys to throw back and forth. It was cool to
yeah,
watch.
well, I
Drew
mean,
Brees,
remember the
I
year that
mean,
Drew Brees, they all had like
Philip
5,000 yards in
Rivers.
2011, and Drew Brees didn't even get like an MVP vote, and he had over 5,000 yards passing. It's like
Yeah.
the MVP race this year is crap,
Yeah.
and Lamar's gonna win it by default, but he threw for like 19 touchdowns or something. I'm
That's
like,
not, dude, you know what it
there's
was? Maybe
something.
maybe we were spoiled with who we watched when we were younger,
We
but
were, and the rules are obviously making it harder, and I think
yeah, the
we'll
rules have
see.
changed a lot.
The playoffs have been a little bit better. The divisional round was better than the wild card. There were some blowouts in the wild card, and then these divisional rounds were pretty good. The Packers Niners game obviously was good. The Bills Chiefs was good. Lions Bucks ended up being okay, but it's what was the other one? Oh, Texans Ravens bad. That was the one stinker. Um, but we'll see. I don't enjoy watching as much football anymore as I
No,
did.
me either.
I used
I
to,
don't. I don't.
through high school and college, I was watching tons. And obviously mainly Patriot games, but then every Sunday night, oh, I'd be watching, Sunday night football. And
Dude, during the regular season, it was tough for me to get through some of these games, dude. Or like sometimes I didn't even want to
yeah.
watch. I didn't want to watch.
Well, and when you work and you only get 2 days off,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
want to
probably part
I
of
don't
it.
want to spend a full Sunday on the couch like watching back-to-back games.
That are
You
shit
know,
also if they're terrible, but like,
Right, yeah, and a lot of it's bad football games. Yeah, I'm like I cannot watch. I'm like a couple of big ones, sure, but and especially once I'm more into college football now. And the Ducks had a good season. When the Ducks are good, I'm way into college football.
yeah.
Um, because I'm tuning into every single Ducks game, and yeah, a little fair weather fan on that regard. But yeah, when the Ducks suck, I don't really care much about college football. Like, all right, well, but when the Ducks are having good seasons, damn it, I'm up every Saturday watching game day and listening to Lee Corso and Kirk Herbstreit, and so
Yeah, absolutely. I
we'll
mean,
see.
are you
But
are you gonna find yourself in only looking outlook further things out, what we're gonna do? Are you gonna be including yourself in March Madness by much?
Probably not.
No,
Probably not much. Maybe Final Four.
not Sweet
Final Four.
16.
Not unless there's a Cinderella or something I'm interested in.
Not
But
not unless Sister Jean pops back up.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Just
really? Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't know.
I'm gonna try. Like, I think last year I think a couple years prior. Again, it's always I watched pretty religiously, and then last year was pretty spotty. This year I'm gonna try to watch a little more March Madness. But
Yeah, and I watch a lot of baseball now, and obviously I'm mixing in some UFC pay-per-view events, which also good fight on Saturday night,
yeah,
Strickland
yeah.
Duplessis. That was turned into a little bit of a brawl.
I mean, I
Strickland got cut open like a
I
hacksaw went to his head. Um,
Duplessis,
it was a good
he
fight. It was a
played
good
him
fight.
so well. I thought he fought insanely well.
Yeah, I definitely thought that DDP won the fight
No,
too.
no.
I didn't.
People think, oh, Sean Strickland got robbed. I'm like, I don't think
He
he
got
did.
taken down.
I don't.
He
He
got
had
taken
he had
down
like
so
what
many
4
times.
takedowns or something.
Yeah, like
I,
no more, like 6 or 7 probably.
I thought he had like 4 or
Um,
5, but I don't. Dude, he literally was just kind of like reading everything, and Strickland just kind of sat in the center and just was playing off that jab the
yeah,
entire fight, and it was working really well in the beginning. He just didn't capitalize off it. So the whole time he's just
right.
he's
Yeah.
like that little fucking
Well,
punching toy that you click and he just
yeah.
didn't do anything.
Well, you step in front of him and you tell me if you think it was a
That's not
little
what I'm
pity
saying. I'm
pat.
just saying that's why he lost the
I
fight. He
would
wasn't
put you right
advancing.
on
He
your
wasn't. He
ass.
wasn't advancing. Yeah, because you're so tough.
Just saying he would put you right on your ass so fast.
Probably.
Um, but we'll see.
What the fuck do I have to do with that?
Does Adesanya come back at UFC 300 to try to reclaim 185 gold?
No.
You don't think so? You think he's done?
Part of me thinks he's done. I mean, I don't really see him.
I just think Strickland was a horrific matchup because he checks kicks, and that's what Izzy
He
loves to do is
what
kick,
he does
and
check a
he
lot of
just
kicks.
and Strickland just like to your point, just stands in there and does that Philly shell crap,
Yeah.
and so, but I think Izzy could beat someone like a DDP because he can stuff the
Yeah, I
takedowns,
think he
and then
could.
he could
Yeah,
probably
I think
piece
he could.
he could probably piece DDP
And he's got the
up.
power
But
too.
we'll
But
see.
I mean, even Strickland's corner during the fight. I mean, he had, especially in the beginning, he was in control for a little bit. But once he started taking him to the ground and taking the takedowns, then his corner's like, all right, hey, you got to step it up here. You got to step it up here. You got to start getting a little more aggressive. You got to start pushing him harder now. And he just didn't. He didn't really. And I don't know if it's because he got
Yeah.
gassed really fast because the next thing you know, he's defending all the takedowns. I don't know. That probably added to it, but he couldn't muster up anything else to capitalize off of anything.
Yes.
I mean, he did land a lot. He landed a lot of the jabs, and he fucking cut him pretty good and made his face swell up like he got stung by a beehive. But it didn't really
Duplessis.
yeah, didn't really do much for him though.
Yeah,
But
his eye was completely
dude,
shut.
he looked like he
It-
looked like a bear when a bear's allergic to honey and they find a beehive and they stick their face in it and their face is all fucking swollen. That's what it looked like.
I can't say I've seen that.
I've seen it.
Really? You might have to send me a picture on that.
You ever seen those pictures of dogs when dogs get stung by bees and their fucking heads like are fucking huge?
Oh, I don't want to see that.
Oh, I saw it. Okay,
I
I
love
didn't look it
dogs.
up. I
I
just
love
saw it on
dogs.
Twitter. Twitter, our famous Twitter. That's where I saw it.
Yeah, it's your algorithm.
Yeah.
Hey, so let's talk future of this podcast. Once
Ow.
football season ends, are we gonna get Jesse and Brandon off the couch in order to contribute? Is there a need? I'm worried I can't carry this any longer
Well,
without some
here's
additional help.
here's an idea. Every time you say something fucking dumb, I'm gonna let you sit with it.
Shut up! It's a joke.
Okay, I was gonna say I did have an idea for coming up as once the football season officially ends, Super Bowl's over, concluded. If we can get Jesse and Brandon back in practice, back watching film, back and doing what they're supposed to be doing instead of Brandon working out his dog and shit, we don't know. I was gonna say we can do a little press conference with fantasy football, kind of give your summary of the year. Coach by
Press
coach.
conference?
Coach by coach. Us four, yeah, me, you, Jesse, Brandon, and we kind of go around. You
Who's
take.
You calling up?
it's the setting of it. It would be like a press conference. Everyone, the coaches go around and give their 2 cents of what the year was like, and then we also address. By the way, big elephant in the room. We address what next year looks like as commissioners. The Cox Jones administration possibly coming to take over if electoral college
Not
votes go
possibly.
through, and so I think that was my plan if they come back, but. Are they actually going to come through? I don't know, because Jesse said he was done with swing shift early February, but I don't know if that's true.
Well, why don't you give him a buzz here in the next,
I've
hour or two and
I've
figure
given
out.
Brandon multiple buzzes. I've texted him multiple times, and every time I text him, because like randomly the episode I was going to tell you, I was just going to have him be in here, and then we do one, like us three, because I knew Jesse was working. He's like, oh, sorry, can't, bro. Going to dinner. It's like 8 o'clock. Remember I told you that one?
Maybe
Then,
you tell me this.
yeah, then another time text him, like, hey, you want to do episode night? Didn't text him back. I was like,
Well, now he's in Boston this week, I
I
think.
will say this, though, and Jesse will be the first guy to say, oh, that's not true. You never showed up, bro. But I'm saying I
Well,
called it from fucking week one, dude. He would fucking flake out, and there would be we would do 2 or 3, and both of them would not show up. I already told you.
well, we tried on Sunday a couple times, but Sunday was tough.
No, it's
Brandon
not.
had
Sunday's not.
dinners.
Sunday's not.
We had the we had the one. I hate to bring this back up. Bring up old stuff,
When
but
my fucking power went
the
out.
power outage
I
that
am the
we
creator
infamously
of this
had.
podcast. First of all, if I don't want to do it, I could just say I don't want to fucking do it. My power went out.
Yeah,
It
well, I
ruined the
mean,
episode middle of the way.
Yeah,
Why would I do it on purpose?
Jesse was convinced there was fights going on, but in your household.
So
And
so
there
now
was
that he has
just
bailed, okay, let me ask you this. I think it's because it's me, and you like when I make mistakes. You like when I make mistakes, and you like
why are you putting quotes around mistakes?
because
You make
no,
mistakes.
because it's
We're
not a
not pissing our
mistake.
pants.
It's not a
We
mistake.
make mistakes.
But you in your mind are, oh my God, he fucked up. Oh, I'm so glad he did, and you can laugh about it. But now, hush now. I see it in your face. Hush now. So my thing is
I'm
that
quiet.
now that Jesse has completely bailed, left the podcast, you haven't said a damn thing about it. But yet here I am, boots on the ground, and you're still chirping me about my power going out, my power outage, and my power went out. I don't know what you want me to do. And here I am, months later, doing the show still, and I'm still in the crosshairs. That makes no
Reminds me of
sense.
King of Queens. Remember me of King of Queens, where she gets a work husband or whatever, and he's all bent out of shape. He goes, "Oh no, it's good, it's good." He goes, "It's good because I don't have to pretend to care about your feelings."
Oh.
Oh,
Anyways,
we're gonna figure it out. I think you have some talent. I do. I think there's something to work with
Oh,
there.
I'm
We
so
just have
glad you
to
think that.
we have to get in the lab and figure out the best way to utilize you because I just there's going to be topics to discuss. You may have to brush up on your movie cinemas and your world news and your politics, and because we may have to your
We're not
finances,
doing
your
politics, you
finance.
dumb
It's
fuck.
it's it's tax season. We've got to be talking about this stuff, and
Yeah, thank God I got the steering wheel. Holy shit. We're not doing fucking politics, dude. We're never doing politics. We're not gonna do politics. Sorry to break it to you. It's not gonna happen.
we're gonna have to think outside the
Well, yeah,
box.
we are gonna have to.
And
But I think
your box is this big. We've got to
this is what you
we've got to
think your
grow.
box is. You think it's that, but it's this.
Well, we got to figure it out.
We do. Well, first
And
things first, I think we should address the old administration and see if they're actually going to show up for the podcast. Because if they're out, I need to know if they're out because I don't want to make a plan between me and you, and then a couple weeks go by. Hey, you guys ready to? When we already made a plan to do something else. That's what I don't want. That's my biggest
I
thing.
already know what they're gonna say. I already know what they're gonna say. They're gonna say maybe they'll do one episode to recap fantasy football, okay, but then they're gonna be like, "What the Super Bowl happened? Like, what? What? We got
It's
nothing to talk
possible.
about."
It's possible. It's very
So,
possible. Very possible.
I mean, these little melons we have for friends are gonna pull anything to,
Well, I
no
know what will
commitments.
ruffle some
So,
feathers. I'll tell you that. I know what will ruffle some feathers.
oh, I'm the ruffle feather. Or
No, I
feather
mean what
ruffler.
will ruffle some feathers and probably light a fire under their ass is I know
Yeah.
for a fact. I know for a fact there are people in the group message that would be down to do an episode that would like to join and talk sports and be involved. And so, we start getting guys from the league in here, starting them, having them go through all the routines that we do, and then them seeing that would probably light a fire in their ass.
Yeah, and the thing is too, we get Jesse and Brandon, if they could just commit, we don't need even post-football season, we don't need a whole bunch of
No,
topics,
no,
it's
no,
just
no, no,
we
no.
all have
We do
chemistry
it in
with
the
each
fucking group
other.
message for 10 years.
Exactly, exactly. We just need to bring that to camera and bring it to life so we can monetize this and grow it. And
Thank you, Trist.
you all right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So big things in store 2024. That's what I keep saying.
I mean, yeah.
So,
Trimming the fat, Trist. Trimming the fat.
oh, the fat was trimmed.
I mean,
Now,
we need to get a little more fat back, probably too.
no, it better be lean meat this time. That's what.
I mean, hey, I say I say we have a board meeting, tomorrow, or the next day, and we have a serious talking to. That's what I say we do.
What was your target date for board meeting?
Target. Tomorrow's Thursday. Actually, wait, when you say board meeting, like a group text message, or are you talking about like a FaceTime? They're never gonna do FaceTime, by the way. So
You said board meeting, not me. You said board meeting.
I
Next
did
day
say
or two.
board meeting, but now that I think
I was
about
gonna
it,
write it down.
they're not gonna answer their phones. If it was a text, probably. But let's plan for tomorrow evening.
Am I the only one that hates texting? Can we even FaceTime? Can I give you a
I
buzz?
just said
I hate
I
texting.
I just said that.
What was that?
I just said I would rather FaceTime, but I know Brandon's not gonna fucking answer his phone. It's gonna be this huge long thing, and he's just gonna text us. So let's
He'll
just
answer.
plan.
I'll give him a buzz.
Okay, let's plan a board meeting tomorrow. If we can do it tomorrow night sometime. After work, maybe around this time, maybe around 8 p.m., 7 p.m., I don't know. Just a quick FaceTime and see if they answer.
Well, Brandon's in Boston. He ain't answering.
Okay, well, when does he get back?
It'd have to be when he gets back. I'd have to give him a buzz and find out.
Yeah. We have to try to get a hold of him just to find that out, too.
I gotta give him a buzz to find out when we can give him a buzz. It's an endless paradox in our group. It's just one step forward, one step back. You get nowhere.
Oh, no, you're just...
It's an endless cycle.
Oh my
and boy,
god,
is it frustrating.
bro. It is, dude. It's absolutely ridiculous. And he is notorious for being Houdini. Absolutely notorious for it. I mean, this is a guy who I hadn't seen. This is a guy.
We should clip that segment right there.
Yeah, probably. This is a guy who I hadn't seen for years. Planned to pick me up at the airport. Bailed on picking me up from the airport, and never told me. And thank God I happened to. I had a gut feeling. I'm like, you should call Brian and make sure he's still doing it. Thank God, because I would have showed up to the airport just sitting there wondering where's Brandon coming. He's never gonna come.
Oh, you're talking about Medford?
Yeah, and I call him. Oh yeah, sorry, bro, but tells me yes, doesn't update me that he's not. So, and I text him like, are you telling me? Because I called him like the day of, like as on my way to the airport. I happened to call him. If I didn't call him before I left, I would have gotten there waiting for him, and he never would have came because my family was all out of town. So I was like, all right, hey, if you pick me up, that'd be dope. He's like, yeah, I got you, dude. Yeah, I'd be sick. We can go get some drinks.
Didn't Elijah go, no, or something?
No, Elijah said no to take me to the airport when I was leaving.
Oh.
Yeah, that was another thing. Yeah, he literally said no. I'm like, okay. So I Ubered to the airport from my house.
No, I thought you had like one of Mallory's friends. Who was that person? Amanda or what was her name? I thought you had someone pick you up. Or am I crazy?
Bro, I'm talking about when Elijah said he wouldn't take me to the airport when I was leaving. But anyways, either way, Brandon was supposed to grab me. He didn't, and it was a whole fucking nightmare. So.
Yeah. So last order of business because we're probably coming up on time here.
Yeah, we're over an hour.
I gotta finalize a work thing and hit the sheets. Can we spend a few minutes from now until Saturday? What do you get your face out of there like you're that chick from Incredibles?
No, that's what you did. You looked up here.
Elda or what was her name? You know,
Edna.
Or whatever.
Edna.
We need to spend a few minutes and feel free to jump on the horn with me if you want to discuss, but I think we get a couple clips nailed. I think we take a couple minute markers and say we go do a quick scan through and say, you know what, here's something good. I think we got to get it out to the people. and there's an audience that's wanting to hear, and like I said, I was receiving some fan mail in response to the clips we just recently posted.
Local
I
fan
think we got to
mail. Local fan
I
mail.
think I think we got to build on that. What are you saying?
Local fan mail. People you know is not real fan mail.
They're fans,
People you
and
know don't count.
even so, one fan in particular, I won't drop names, for anonymity, and it said you should post more in response to our clip. Get that, Z?
Oh,
Something I've been
thank
saying from
God.
day
I
one.
wouldn't. I never thought of
Something
that.
something from day one I've
Whoa.
been saying. He says you should post more. I personally could not agree more on that.
You know the agreement,
And
dude. And guess what? You actually contributed to this last go around. Okay, we're both going through together. We're tag teaming it.
yeah.
That's what it's about. It's a team thing. You love to dish it out when you have nothing to do with it if it's up to someone else. But you don't. You're a big I guy. I've noticed, not a big team camaraderie guy. And I think it has a lot to do with you sitting in cabin fever mode, sitting in your own workspace. That has a lot to do with that. It has a lot to do with
Oh,
it. So I
all
think you
right.
need to.
I'd be smacking you upside the head if I was next to you right now.
No, you wouldn't do a damn thing, and let me tell you why. I'm telling you.
You do fucking know.
But no, we tag team it. We're finding our groove here, and don't shit on the parade of us finding our groove.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we're gonna be getting some more clips. That I'll say.
yeah, we
And be careful. You get any closer, you're gonna take one right in the kisser. So
are.
I think that's a wrap.
That is a wrap. We're over an hour, so
What's our timeline of delivery on this? When are we getting this thing out?
uh,
Tomorrow morning?